Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you for tuning in. For this session, I'm going to use the Morgan Greer Tarot for the main read. It's Paul Foster Case and Arthur Edward Waite with an E at the end. Who created that deck? Authors of it, whatever. For the support cards, the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. As usual, I've already shuffled the cards. Let's go ahead. Sagittarius. Okay. Okay. I almost feel like you have two situations going on here. The overall theme is the Five of Rods. Now, I feel like there's some the theme is like disputes or disagreements. I feel like these are two separate pieces of your life that are kind of affecting you. Like, I feel like you have similar situations in two different spots of your life. Now, on one side, I feel like you're aggravated, but there's a lot of confrontation. What's going on here? I don't feel like it's like very combative in the sense of like vicious, mean arguments, but I feel like there's, on this side we have the World, the Strength, and the Temperance going on here, which I feel like you're constantly trying to keep things moving, you're trying to keep things going, and you're kind of, I don't feel like you're like being, I don't feel like it's like a very like aggressive push, but I feel like it's a constant battle to keep things going, and I feel like it's working. Like the World's saying that you're moving things forward. Here goes the yawns again. Every time I do a channel read lately, I'm noticing I'm yawning, which is interesting. The Temperance down here, I feel like you're patient, but you're continuing on. It's like this durable strength, this like momentum that just keeps going. But I feel like it's kind of like you feel like it's kind of drawing on, but you want it to keep going, and you're trying to keep things going, and you're saying what needs to be said to keep things moving, but you're doing very, very well at keeping the peace. I feel like you're out there saying what needs to be said. Another yawn. Always, I don't know. You're saying what needs to be said. But I feel like even though it may rub somebody the wrong way, you're quick to catch it and smooth it over. So you get this on one side of going on, and like there's things you're keeping going, and you're like pushing things forward. You're smoothing things over where next necessary. I feel like if anything is misconstrued, you catch it quickly. Wow, that may have a lot of yawns. I don't know where that just came from. That's crazy, but because I'm thinking the word yawn. Because that's one of those words, the more you think of it, the more you do it. Now, I feel like this is like setting the tone also for the other side here, because I feel like there's another thing going on here where you're very active in this role too, but this is more of a social, it could be family, but it seems like it's more like friends for most of you, where you're trying to stay out of other people's business, but you're also trying to help them move forward. I feel like you're trying to like offer support through like maybe picking somebody's kids up from school for them, or like picking up a shift for somebody, things like that. I feel like that's what you're doing here. I feel like you're the bringer of the hope. The Star card here. I feel like you're bringing the hope to people. You're picking up the slack. This also has the same feel, though, that you're saying what needs to be said when you need to, but you're also smoothing it over, right? If anything is misconstrued, you're smoothing it right over. You're catching it, you're seeing it, you're dealing with it, you're saying, that's not, I didn't mean it that way, and you just kind of smooth it over as necessary, and you're keeping the situations going. I feel like in both of these situations, you're keeping... I'm thinking that word. You're keeping things going, and you're like, I feel like you're spinning two plates, in a sense. I feel like this is like divided in two. Like you're trying to keep things going on a predestined path you believe is right. You're trying to keep things going because you feel like if you don't, things could fall apart. And you feel like things should work out. What else do I have going on here? I do feel like you have a destiny in mind, a destination. For like when you're picking up these extra shifts and you're helping people pick up their kids and stuff like that. On this side, you're seeing that that's going to pay back. You know, you're going to get payback in a positive way in the future. Why are these two situations connected? That's what I want to know. Alright, so this is how you're feeling, like you're keeping things going, like both of these arenas you're keeping going, and you're feeling very good about this, and you're working towards, I feel like you're working towards something. Most of the time when I do channel reads, it goes from like left to right. I feel like this is building up. I feel like it's going from the social sense up to you. So I feel like people around you, you're giving them hope, you're helping them keep in line, you're helping them keep going. These are two different situations, but I feel like they're mirroring each other in a sense. And you're moving things forward, you're helping things move, and I feel like you're getting what you want in the long run, but there is some type of like pulling of I feel like there's some pulling of energy here, like back and forth. I almost wonder if it's like you're having pull and push from like who's getting more of your attention. And I feel like this other side where you're helping other people, like picking up shifts, helping friends with picking up their kids and stuff like that. I feel like this seems to be getting... This is getting less. Yes, this is getting less attention. The more important situation is getting the majority, which is fine. But why are we going through this? Like, what do they need to know about this? The things that you are succeeding, that it is worth the effort. I'm wondering if you're wondering if it is. I'm wondering if you're wondering. That's a great one. I think you might be wondering if this is actually worth all the effort you're putting in. Because part of you, I feel like you're doing all these extra things for people, wondering if it's just for nothing or if you're just being taken advantage of. And on this side, where you're pushing people to keep going and you're trying to keep them going, you're starting to wonder, like, if I don't push you, are you going to do anything? I'm thinking that might be what's going on here. So you're trying to see, like, is this worth the effort I'm putting into it? And I feel like it is. And I feel like that's probably... Well, is it? This is kind of where we're going with this. Because you're trying to think, is this going to work out for me? Like, am I just, like, kind of running myself a little ragged for no reason? I do feel things continuing on. I don't really know if this is a new thing. I think you have to look at it per your situation, if this is new or not. I'm not thinking this is new for most of you. I do feel like the situation on this one side here, the passion and the peace, this is something that I feel like you've been in. This feels like more like home life to me. Or, because it's a general read, it could be business, but only if you've been at this job for a few years. And this is like a role you have taken on and you keep doing and you keep things going and you're known for it. And that's where you're pushing people forward, you're keeping things going, you're keeping people motivated, you're lighting fires under people's butts when you need to, but you're making sure Like if something's taken the wrong way, that you smooth it over so everybody can be peaceful and get along. You're trying to inspire people. You're trying to get people to inspire themselves. And I feel like it's more like you're wondering if like this is going to work out, because it seems to take forever to get people to motivate themselves. Now, whether it's work or family or friends or whatever this situation, this is the one that you've been in for a while. This is a long time standing one. This other side, this is more of a newer thing. This is like picking up shifts for other people, picking up their kids. Like these are like more recent friends, more recent relations, a more recent situation you've started at the very least. Okay. So I feel like you might be doing all this thinking, like, why am I doing all this? Like, I feel like that's kind of coming through. Like, you're looking at the whole situation like, why am I doing this? Like, should I be even doing this? Like, is this getting anything anywhere? I feel like there's a question like that. Like, is this getting anything anywhere? And you might have some internal conflict, whether you're just kind of like balancing a couple plates for no reason, and you're just kind of like burning yourself out. So the question is it worth it? And it's coming through that it is. And that you're headed towards something that hasn't come to light yet. And these friendships, the new ones and the older ones, something seems to merge together at some point. I'm getting like it's like a toaster waiting to pop. Like at some point you're going to need some help too. And you have all these friends and you have all the support building around you for that way. When you need the support, it's there for you. And I feel like it's not that you wouldn't have the support anyway. It's just like there might be an overabundance of it that makes things a lot easier for you. Okay. This is very interesting how this is reading up instead of left to right. Because I feel like you're building something. You're building the support system for yourself. And I feel like there's other things you're going to get involved with later on that you're going to need this. I almost feel like it's banking up, banking value. Like I feel like you're showing people how much you're there for them, and that there's a lot of people. I mean, it's not the thing for everybody, but there are people on both sides that are just kind of waiting for their moment to pay you back in a sense, or like to give back to you, to show appreciation for what you've done for them. Even people that you might not think would do so or feel that way. I feel like it's there, and there's a lot of it there. I'm not seeing like a situation come forward where you're going to need it anytime soon, but I feel like this is building of that rapport, building of that strength. I think I'm this is kind of going on for a minute only because I'm trying to find like, is like where are we going with this? But I guess it's just the fact that this is worth it, and you're building this strong support system. I feel like this one was already there, but maybe it's just like this one was already there, and you seem to be thinking you're starting it again in another section, and you're just like, why am I doing double work? But it seems purposeful. I feel like resources are building around you. I'm just looking for a reason for why is all this resource and all that building around you. And it's more about friendships and nicest inspiration, but seems to go along with the destiny in this. Like it's something you need to do, something that's meant to happen. A community feel here. I feel like at some point you're going to pull these two together somehow. If it's not a party or some type of social event, there might be something you're organizing or a part of in the future, and you're just trying to build or get the support in there. It does pay off at some point, but I'm guessing because it's a general read, I'm not like seeing like the payoff point, but it does pay off. Okay. Well, I'm sure a lot of you comment, and thank you very much. I do read the comments, like I've said before. It's hard for me to respond to them. I usually see them on my phone, and it's difficult to respond due to the whole situation there. But that being said, let me know how this is affecting you, because I'm looking for like the point, but it just keeps telling me they're building resource, but I feel like some of you might understand this better than I do. Feel free to let me know. I love it when people let me in on what's going on, because it seems to make sense about the building and that it's purposeful and that community's coming together and it's going to go in a direction, but I'm assuming since it's just a general read that like the point it's hitting, it's just not telling me yet because it's more personal to you. Of course, if you'd like a direct read from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.